How's it going, everyone? We are going live tonight with Berrett Brady, and we are going to talk about how he's lost almost 33 pounds in 6 weeks on my Metabolic Reboot program. So if you are just joining us, please post in the comments where you're coming from and say hello. We'd love to hear where you guys are coming from to know that you're watching. Just a real quick introduction. If you obviously, if I'm going to invite a few of our metabolic champions on here to support Berrett. That's one of the reasons why we do these calls and these live videos, is so that those who are who've gone through the program, who are seeing massive results, they have an opportunity to celebrate with others that are in the program or other champions in the program, and also to share their story and share some of the things that they've experienced that can be helpful to those who are joining the program and who are going through it themselves. So be a great example for those people. So that's two of the reasons why we do these lives for people on Facebook, is so that they have the opportunity to share their results as well as share their experience, to offer some support and help for those who are also going in the program. The other reason why we like to do these is to answer your guys' questions about the program, if you guys have any. So please feel free to post any questions that you guys might have for me or for Berrett as we go through this. And again, if you don't know me, I'm Jared. I run the Metabolic Reboot program. Typically, we see 20 to 45 pounds in 6 weeks. That's very, very average results. Everybody sees that pretty much. It's pretty much guaranteed. It's the most effective weight loss program out there. We use real food to nourish the body. We're not, forcing the body. We're not doing drinks or shakes or pills or anything like that. We're not doing prepackaged foods. We do all real food to allow the body to flourish and to be nourished and to thrive and to function, as well as we can get it to function, and so that you can actually lose weight. And that's really the key, is to be able to, obviously burn fat quickly. And we target very specifically the stubborn belly fat, because that's the unhealthy stuff. And we have a process that allows the brain to feel comfortable getting rid of the abnormal fat stores. And that's something that's so, I know, very hard to do. So many people are like, I can never get rid of that stubborn belly fat. And they'll lose weight and they'll burn muscle. They'll lose muscle tone. They'll also burn their good fats and that kind of thing. So we don't want to do that. We target only abnormal fat stores, and we see incredible success with it. I'm super excited to have Berrett join us and share his experience, allow him to celebrate. He's worked hard the last 6 weeks. He's really committed to this process amazingly well, and he's seen some awesome results, which are still to come. We're going to still see some amazing results over the next couple of weeks on maintenance. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and close this here so we can get Berrett on here. I'm going to add him. If you guys are watching, again, just post in the comments, say thumbs up to Berrett, and say hello to let us know you're watching. I'm going to go ahead and add Berrett on here. So, and post where you guys are coming from. We love to see it. Hey, Berrett.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How are you, Jared?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Doing well. So thanks for taking some time to meet with us and share your experience. I hear little Graham in the background.
Yes. He's getting ready for his bath.
Nice. Very cool. So awesome. Well, Berrett, you've had some phenomenal experience. Mikkel says hello, by the way. She's watching.
What's up, little sister?
We have, I don't know where that is. Mallory says KC. I'm not sure. Mallory, where is that? Where you're from? Kansas City, maybe? Anyway. Okay, so Bear, you've had some really phenomenal progress. We've seen, you've obviously seen some amazing results. You've learned a lot of great things. I'm excited to kind of dive in and give people a recap of your journey over the last 6 weeks. I know we've shared kind of on a weekly basis, and excited to hear some of those things. So let's start. Tell us where you were at before joining the program and kind of the experiences you had with your health, and obviously we're talking about weight. So with your weight, kind of leading up to the program.
Sure. So when I started the program, I was the biggest I've ever been. I was 222 pounds, 220 pounds, basically, fluctuating between, 218, 220. Um, Probably about a year before I started, I started getting pretty active again. So working out relatively often, going to the gym, playing basketball, just trying to get more active and just feel good, right? Feel better, exercise my body. Um, Before that, again, I've never been that high in terms of weight before. Always have really typically been pretty active, and never really been limited by physical ability. So if anyone ever invited me on things, I was always able to do those things. But just got to a point where I just needed a change and wanted a big change. I knew that I had plenty of weight to lose, and I just had to kind of break out of that mentality. And then once I decided to commit, it's been awesome. So that's up until the program. So always very active, but just even during that time, I never really lost weight. I just wanted to feel better, exercise my heart, get a lot of exercise. And I don't know if I really had a goal to like lose weight. I think just to get in shape. I don't know, just to feel better about my life and what I was doing. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Very cool. So definitely you were active, wanted to be healthy, kind of leading up that super active lifestyle, but wanted to make a big change. So tell me when obviously I know me and you had talked about the program previous to you kind of joining. What was it that for you, kind of sparked why you wanted to join the program? Not just maybe your own personal reasons, but maybe what were some of the things that really interested you and why you wanted to do the program?
Right. Well, one, I'd heard about all the incredible success. So that was obviously really motivating. And honestly, I don't really know. I think I was just looking for a shift, just a change in my life. And this was like a way to like dramatically change that, with a set program, something I could follow, something I could commit myself to, and just have a big change in my life. So um, I've mentioned this before. This wasn't really a motivator, but it became a motivator once I became in the program. I told you about that little stretch / exercise I really enjoy doing. So back in high school, I used to be able to stretch. And for years, I haven't been able to do it fully. It's basically you lay on your back and you just swing your legs over above your head and you just stretch your neck and stuff. And my stomach was always in the way. It was always in the way, and it hurt. Like, it literally hurt. I couldn't go that far. And I just tried it last night, and it was like a breeze. I haven't stretched in like 6 weeks, and I did it like super fast. And I was like, this doesn't hurt at all. I could stay here for like 20 minutes and be fine. So
Yeah,
that was awesome. So that became a motivator in between, the program. So
right. Awesome. That's cool. I'm super pumped to hear that. I can't personally do that. My belly doesn't get in the way, but I just can't do that either way. So that's I'm glad to hear we've accomplished that goal, plus obviously some other ones. But so tell me, and can you hear me okay, Bear?
yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit. I wonder if it's my headphones. Okay. Anyway, okay. So you joined the program 6 weeks ago, and tell us what's been kind of your experience as far as going through the process, and some of the things that you've learned along the way throughout the last 6 weeks.
Yeah. So my experience along the process, I'll just kind of give you a short synopsis of what I've done over the last 6 weeks. So the first 2 days, I basically ate a bunch of food, like a ton of calories for the first 2 days. And from what I learned from you, it's to spike your metabolism, to basically prep your body to start getting in the habit of burning your own fat. And then after those first 2 days, you start the program and you're fasting every single day for 6 weeks. So you fast from 6 or 7 at night whenever you finish your dinner till 12 o'clock the next day. So you skip breakfast. And so you have 2 meals a day at 12 and 6. And that cycle has been going on now for 6 weeks. And you eat 4 ounces of meat every single meal. You weigh it. You have a scale. I've never owned a weight scale before, but you buy one. You weigh your meat. You weigh your fruit. You weigh your vegetables, and you have 4 ounces of meat, fruit, and vegetables at every meal. And that goes on for 6 weeks. So you just repeat that process until you go on maintenance, which just started today. And today I increased my meat to basically 8 ounces for every single meal, which is freaking awesome. So I've enjoyed that a lot, which has been great. So that's kind of the physical experience that I've been doing. Obviously, that was way different than what I was eating before. So it was a dramatic change from the way that I had been previously eating. And I've learned a lot. I kind of like salads now. Like, they're enjoyable, you know. If you prep them the right way, they're really enjoyable. I liked some before, but they probably weren't the healthiest salads. And now I can enjoy a pretty healthy salad, and it tastes pretty good. So I've learned that there are a ton of different options available. Like, there's a lot of places you still love to eat at that can accommodate a very healthy meal. You just have to be committed and willing to kind of go and find it, right? And after this, 6 weeks is long enough. Well, I mean, it's longer than 6 weeks. You do the losing phase for 6 weeks, and then you go on maintenance, and that's like another 4 weeks. So you're really doing this for like 2 months, and that's like a lot of time to really kind of change your habits. Like, even though you don't come into this program necessarily like, I want like a full lifestyle change, I just want to like lose some weight. Well, it's long enough that you really like, I'll probably be a lot more conscious of what I'm going to eat, and I'll probably choose a lot more healthier options down the road because I'm now aware of that. So
Yeah, awesome.
so
That's great. Those are
yeah.
those are cool. Those are really good things to obviously have, and to maintain health and weight long term. I mean, that's really really key to know how to do it, to make it sustainable for you, to be able to make develop those good habits, and know that, hey, I can actually make salads good and tasty, and
Yeah.
I can go out to eat and still enjoy it and do it in a healthy way. That obviously is gonna not make me gain weight, obviously. So that's awesome. So,
Yeah.
okay. And along with that, tell me, what are some of the things that you've found, maybe for someone who's just joined the program, who's looking at this video, because we have a lot of our metabolic champions that have just joined us. I'm not even going to go through the list. There's literally so many people that are watching. We have people from all over Utah. We got people from Arizona. I mean, we got people from Canada and Quebec. We got all over. So anyway, Kansas City. Mallory, glad you joined us. Finally, we were able to watch the video. Tell us what, if somebody joined the program, what have you learned that's helped you become so successful? I mean, you've lost, where are you at right now? Almost 33 pounds today?
Almost 33 pounds. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the weight goal. I want to hear more about some of the other things you've experienced. But first, let's hear what's helped you experience these good results up to this point. What has made it so that you can be successful on the program?
Right. You just have to jump in with both feet. You can't just dapper your toe in the water a little bit. You got to like fully immerse yourself in the program, and it's tough. It definitely gets easier. Like, that first week is a challenge. It's like your body's not used to this at all. Like, it's a dramatic change from the way that most people are used to eating and living, and so that changes a lot. But once you get through that first week, like, it's so much easier the second week. And then I didn't have any struggles of following the program up until the last week, where because you've succeeded so much. I've literally lost 32 pounds at this point, and you start to get this mentality of like, wow, I've done it. I want to like go back to some of these old habits or ways that I've had. So it's really, you get through that first week, and you're now kind of in the routine. You're kind of learning this thing. Coming week 2, like you got to mix up your meals. Like I hit that barrier for sure, where you get comfortable with the meal. Well, after you have that like 2 times or 3 times, and it's within a matter of 2 or 3 days, like I just hated it. So you have to like learn how to cook. You have to learn how to try new things. You have to be creative with food, and so mix it up with your meals, and then week 6, you just gotta buckle down and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Like we're so close. Let's finish strong, and then you're just flowing into maintenance, and now it feels much more normal now. So that's good.
Yeah. Awesome. Very
Yeah.
cool. Mandy just asked the question. She said, hey, is this keto? Mandy, no, this is not keto. We actually don't put the body into ketosis. We allow the body to burn abnormal fat stores and release that up and burn it as energy. So I can send you a message too. But anyway, okay.
And
she also,
speaking of keto, like a ton of guys at work just started that diet, and they've been like months at it. And I don't know. I mean, this program was just good because like I'm probably 15 to 20 pounds more than what they've even, lost, and they were months ahead of me. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just having the program to follow, but I know right around the same time that I was considering this, a bunch of people started keto, and I like passed them on like week 3. Like, I mean, it was like
nice.
crazy how fast I passed them. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
And the cool thing is that you can actually eat food rather than just like
Yeah.
bacon and which keto is great. But anyway, that's neither here nor
Well,
there. Which also,
I don't know anything about keto,
yeah,
so
no, it's a pretty decent program or a decent way to lose weight, but it's actually kind of tough if you don't have someone kind of walking you through and know how to do it. But
right.
and oh, okay, we got some comments here. Mandy says, congratulations, you're awesome, Barrett.
Thanks, Mandy.
Mallory, you're absolutely right. It's actually not very recommended by most doctors unless you have a specific condition for keto. Anyway, so okay, so Barrett, so you've learned some things that have helped you be successful in the program. Are those things, or have you learned things that will help you maintain this? You mentioned that a little bit, like going forward, like things
Right.
that will help you maintain like long-term health and weight loss. I know on one of the videos we did a couple of weeks back, you were like, you went out, I think you had just gotten back from California and said, I know I'll never be above 200 again, or something
Right.
to that effect. Like, tell me a little bit about that as far as like what you've learned that's going to help you reach those goals kind of going forward and maintaining health and weight.
Right. So yeah, we were just kind of talking about this last night, and obviously the diet that you're on, it's not. I definitely struggled, kind of seeing the long-term vision of like, how am I going to sustain this the rest of my life? Like how am I going to, I know that the way that I was eating got me to where I was in terms of weight. And how am I going to keep this weight off? Like everyone's asking me about the program. They're like, how have you lost this weight? And I'm like, well, let me talk to you in like 3 months, and I'll tell you like, okay, this works. Like I'm the same weight that I was when I was down or whatever. So, yeah, we talked about kind of the 80-20 rule, and like I feel, again, well, the nice thing about the program, the good and the nice thing, is that it's longer than, it's like 2 months, so you have plenty of time to kind of create these habits, and that's helpful for me. Like, the habits are, you're going to create them, and then at that point, it's just kind of carrying on these habits. But yeah, this 80-20 rule, I feel for a long-term sustainable kind of life, that like 80% of the time, I feel good and confident that I want to eat something healthy, right? And then, having a little flexibility on the 20% is going to help me do this for the rest of my life, right? Because of the way that I was eating before. It's just kind of like a good combo that I feel like is much more sustainable. So I definitely feel much more confident in the long term results that we'll find out. We'll see when 3 months, 6 months down the road. So
Yeah. Cool. So it sounds like coming from where you were at before was different than obviously eating on the program. And we pulled back to lose the weight very quickly. Pam Wood says hello. Hey, Pam, how's
hey,
it going?
Pam.
Thanks for joining us. So anyway, we pulled back to lose the weight for 6 weeks, and then we start increasing. So like most people are like, let's say they're really far over here on the pendulum of like unhealthy eating, and that's what makes us gain weight. And there's some other reasons that help make us, but we swing really far this way. So we're like, all right, let's lose the weight, and then let's come back to the middle somewhere, like you said, where we can balance that out, and we teach the core. Sounds like you've learned, like, okay, I know what to eat most of the time that's going to maintain my weight, but I also know that I can still enjoy stuff. Like I can still go
Right.
and do fun things, and I can still go out to eat, and I can still do it in a healthy way, and I can still make treats and do the other kinds of things that we really enjoy are kind of around the food aspect, because it's not fun to just eat food to survive, because
Right.
you'd only eat protein and vegetables and fruit and maybe some like sweet potatoes or something, right? Like that'd be the most ideal diet you could eat. However, that's
Right.
not really fun or sustainable for most people long term. So it's
Right.
about how do we now make this part of our life every single day,
Right.
long term. So that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, and even you just like fruit. I've always really enjoyed fruit, but now that I'm consciously aware of how much fruit I should be eating, or that you know, it's a part of like every single meal, or even like vegetables. Like I do enjoy a lot of vegetables, but how often do we really make them? And like after this program, I'm like, okay, like like what a meal should look like in terms of something that's like really healthy for you, right? And I would have enjoyed that meal before, but I just wasn't in the mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna eat vegetables tonight, or I'm gonna have fruit tonight. And now that I'm in the habit of it, like it's just you look forward for those things. I love the vegetable, I love the fruit, every single meal. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
that's awesome. And that's, I think for me, I know, and I think we've talked about this before. It's one of those things that like, now that I know what a healthy meal looks like, I know that like, if I ever get off of that, because sometimes life happens, we get busy, we have kids, we have jobs, we've got all sorts of stress in our life. And sometimes we get off of those good habits, but you now know like, okay, I know exactly what to eat to be healthy. It's not like,
Right.
there's so much advice out there, and you're just like, what do I eat? Like, and now it's just like, I know what to eat because I've done it. I lost the weight, I can maintain it, and this is exactly what I need to do. So I think it's a power.
Right.
It's very empowering to be able to understand and have that knowledge. For me, it has been anyway. So it's definitely a powerful process.
Yeah, I would agree.
So cool. So tell us, okay, so we've talked about where you were at, why you joined the program, some of the things that you experienced through the program as far as you've learned, things that have made you successful. So let's talk about the fun stuff now. Maybe we should have done this first, but tell us your results, like physical results, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever it is. What results have you seen as far as being on the program?
So I'm not gonna buy a whole new wardrobe till about 2 months out. I want to like make sure, okay, like we'll see where my weight is, and then I'm gonna go out and buy new clothes. But every single pair of pants besides one is like fitting comfortably. So I mean, all the other ones are just like way too big now. My belt size has been down for sure too. I just don't have a third one to go, and I might even need to get a third one in there. So in terms of loops that I've kind of lost. Everyone notices, like when you lose 30 pounds, like this fast, like everybody notices, which is awesome. It's like, it's positive feedback. I feel good, it's great. So, and it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun to think that I'm like close to where I was like almost 10 years ago, like it's been a long time. So, um, and that's enjoyable as well. I'm excited to see now that I can start exercising a little bit more, like the reduced weight, like can I jump higher? You know, can I bike longer? You know, can I, you know, I can stretch better, a lot better. You know, like I'll probably go start taking some more yoga classes, and it'll be awesome. I'll be able to do things that I haven't been able to do in years, right? Because I've just have lost a lot, you know. So it's been awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So very cool. That's those are phenomenal results. You know, clothes are falling off. You're feeling good. You're able to do your I don't even know what that stretch is called. Your stretch that you wanted to do.
Next stretch, yeah.
Next stretch. Yeah, no, that's phenomenal. And it is. It's fun when you like. I call those some of those things this fun side effects, right? You lose weight. You want to be healthy, and those are good things. You know, to actually be healthy, but when people start noticing, it's empowering, it's fun, it's exciting, it's motivating to know that people are like noticing that you feel better and you look better, which makes you feel better, and that's a
Right,
fun thing. So
right.
awesome. Very cool. Those are phenomenal results. That's really, I mean, and you've done all the work. Like I didn't really do much. I just was there to help. You know, I was actually just excited to be along in the process. So I applaud
Right.
you for the amazing change. I went, so everybody knows, I went over to Barrett's house like whenever that was, like 2 weeks ago, and Barrett made me like a delicious, amazing like chicken chili soup. It was awesome, and that's like phenomenal to be able to just whip something out really fast that is tasty and it's good and it was super filling. You know, I mean, most people don't experience very much hunger on the program, very little cravings for things. So anyway, awesome. Okay, so anything you would share with like someone who's either just joined the program? I know we talked about that a little bit, or someone who's maybe like wondering about the program, curious about it, like who this might actually work for. What would you maybe say to someone that's either in that boat or maybe it's someone who's just joined?
Right. I would just say, like, what the one thing I've really liked about this program, so there's basically zero exercise. You don't have to exercise at all. Not that I love exercise. Like, it's always been a part of my life. But I think, again, I don't know the science behind it or anything, but it makes sense to me to first kind of cleanse what you're putting into your body and fix that first and then bring in this exercise, right? It makes that concept makes total sense to me. And so but it's a bonus. You know, most people are like, I can lose this weight, 33 pounds, and I haven't literally, the only exercise I've done is just because I want to do it for fun. Like, I wasn't doing it to lose weight. Like, the weight literally just comes off every single day. So, um, so that's awesome. I thought, I guess in my past experiences, like losing weight, you know, in high school, I was taught like when I need to get down to weight in wrestling, I go and I put on a plastic bag and I run around the gym and I wrestle my guts out till I sweat it out, right? You know, or I starve, you know, I don't eat anything that day. I just suck on lifesavers to like cut my weight. And so I was definitely raised kind of more with the mentality of like, you just go burn it off, right? But this concept of like, no, you really like control what you're sticking in your body and it comes off, you know, it comes off. So, and now I will start exercising more, start building muscle and getting back to, you know, probably what I resembled in high school or like right after high school. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Cool. Very cool. And it's I love that, like you said, if you can control what's going in your mouth, it's easy. Like, it's amazing how easy it becomes to lose weight and you eat a ton of food. Like, you're not like starving by any means. In fact, like a lot of
yeah.
times you're like, oh man, like I don't even know if I can finish this food. And it's amazing that you can actually eat so much food and still lose weight. So I love that you said that. It's all about just doing it the right way. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So any
And
oh, go ahead. You have,
I totally agree with that as well. Like, if you take the time to just kind of prep your meal, eat as many of the free vegetables as you can, you just toss those things on there. Every single meal that I did that, I walked away with like a completely full stomach and fully satisfied. It's the times when maybe you're in a rush, like that you might feel a little hungry because you didn't get to have like, you know, a lot of the free vegetables that you can really have, right? But they're like, I didn't feel hungry, you know. I mean, that majority, 80% of the time, I was full and satisfied after every single meal, which I was used to eating like just tons of food. So that was awesome. You know, I did not expect that I would be full as often as I was, for sure.
Yeah. Well, especially
So
coming from the mentality of like, I got to starve myself to lose weight, and
yeah,
you lose 33 pounds in 6 weeks with like very little hunger. I mean, that's cool. That's a
yeah.
different shift, a paradigm shift for sure. So that's awesome. So, okay. So anyone, maybe not like a specific person, but like a group of people, anyone you feel like the program, like you'd recommend it to, or it would work well for?
Um, I I would definitely consider myself an athlete. You know, I wrestled for 6 years all the way through high school. I played rugby. I was very active in college. I've always been very active. I ski every single winter, and like I've skied since I was 3 years old. And so I would definitely consider myself just a good athlete. You know, I like to compete. I like to be aggressive in things, but it's easy to just gain weight. You know, it comes over 5 years. It's not like overnight, right? And like, after 5 years, you're like, oh wow, like I'm, 220 pounds. And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm still very active, but it's much better to be like this now. Like I feel better at everything seems to be going better. So athletes, I think would be, if you just kind of lost it over the years, this is a great way to easily get back in shape. Um, Honestly, it's good for anyone. If you can commit yourself to it, and it's, I feel 100% that this can work for anyone. So I mean, it worked for me. Why wouldn't it work for anyone else? And I've seen the results of a lot of the other clients that you've worked with, and it's like, this clearly works.
Yeah, cool. Very cool. I appreciate that. I agree. Mallory said she played rugby in college. This is a friend of mine from high school, and she played overseas. She missed the team. I missed the team fitness. So I agree. I never played rugby,
So
but
do I.
I understand the team fitness part and the team. So for sure. Well, no, I
Yeah.
appreciate that, Barrett. That's I think you're right. I think anybody who's committed to wanting to lose weight, I mean, like you said, I mean, anybody who does it, I mean, we see the results, which is fun. And again, the losing the weight's cool. Like, but any program, not any program, but a lot of programs out there, you can lose weight. But the key is, like you kind of talked about, is learning those things that are going to allow you to do it long term, and
Right.
have the plan to follow to not only lose the weight, but then to maintain it. Develop those habits along the process, and then now those skills that you're like, hey, I can do this forever. Like I have the ability and the skills to, even if I do get off track, I can get back on. So I think that's
Right.
that's kind of the key. Um, so Mallory says, how many women have done this? I actually have more women in my program than men. I just recently have interviewed more men. Just it's kind of an FYI. But I mean, literally thousands of women have done it. And it is called the Metabolic Reboot Program. So that is the actual name of my program. And there's lots of women. There's more women in our group right now than there are men. So we just happen to have a few men that we've interviewed. But anyway, thanks for the question, Mallory. Barrett, thank you for joining. Any last words? You've shared some amazing experience here.
Um, there was one more thing, but I can't remember. So
Okay, no worries. You can post it later
yeah,
if you remember it. You can post it in the comments. But awesome.
yeah.
Well, appreciate your time. I won't take any more of your time. I'm sure Rochelle's waiting for you. And yeah, appreciate your time. I'm excited to get down a little bit further with your weight. We can push a little bit more on the maintenance, which is generally something we see as far as getting people down, and want to get you
Right.
down, get you down to your wrestling weight. That's the goal, right? Ultimately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we'll get there.
Oh, what I yeah, what I remembered, I just remembered I wanted to say. It was, if this would have been any other program, I would probably have been back to my old habits today. Like, but so it's 6 weeks, and then you go on another 4 weeks, and like, I mean, having like a plan after you lose the weight is probably one of the most important things than just losing it in the first place. So, and then after we'll cross the bridge once I finish the next 4 weeks of like, okay, now how do I sustain this for the rest of my life? So having this maintenance phase as well as like is totally key to me, because the last couple of days have been so tough, and I probably would have just gone out and like, right back to my old habits. So, but
Yeah.
it was a good day of eating, and it's only because of the program that we've got. So,
Yeah. No, actually, I'm really glad you said that. One of the key things that we find, I mean, again, you can lose weight, but can you create a set point for your body to help it feel comfortable there? That's really what we do when we say metabolic reboot, is we reboot the metabolism. And the maintenance phase, like you said, Bear, is that's what we do. Is that we now help the body. You've lost 33 pounds, and now we help the body feel comfortable there. But it also does a lot for the psyche, because so many people are like, yeah, I'm free now. Like, I can go do whatever I want. I've lost all this weight, and so they get right back off of it. And it's like, instead of doing it like all the time, they do it like 20% of the time, and 80% of the time they're off the program versus how it should be. So, but the maintenance phase is, I think, one of the keys to our program that allows you to keep their habits strong, but now learn exactly how you should be eating to maintain weight, not lose weight, because we already lost it. And I wouldn't ever recommend someone staying on that kind of program forever. Because to lose weight, you do have to be in a calorie deficit. So you don't want to be in a calorie deficit forever. That's not healthy. So now how do we maintain it? And then as we transition from the maintenance phase to the lifestyle phase, we definitely talk more about, all right, how do we like live normal life? How do I go to family parties? How do I, go out to eat? How do I have a treat on a weekend or something? Like, how can I do this in real life? And that's really the process that we take people through. So as you're over here on the pendulum, we swing you back over here to lose the weight, and then we swing you back to the middle to say, this is about where you should be in a way that's really gonna like be sustainable long term. And that's why we say, like, this is permanently losing 20 to 45 pounds in 6 weeks, because that's what it's all about, is locking in the new metabolic set point and then teaching the skills and the habits that are going to help maintain that. So I'm really glad you brought that up, because that really is kind of the difference, or one of the major key points that really is different for, helping you keep on it. So it's awesome. So
sweet.
Okay, very cool. Well, I appreciate your time. You've shared some just pearls of wisdom here for anybody that may be curious, or especially those in the program. I know those just joining look to people like you and to you that have those great stories, and you say, all right, I'm going to take what Berrett did and I'm going to do it now. So congratulations to you on 6 weeks of losing,
Thanks,
being down 33 pounds. And we'll probably keep people updated on Facebook as far as when we drop a few more pounds, and I think one of your goals was to dunk a basketball, right? Maybe we'll do a Facebook Live when you get that. So anyway, awesome. We appreciate your time, Barrett, and we'll check everybody later. And if you guys have any other questions for Barrett or me, feel free to post them in the comments, tag Barrett, tag myself, or you can reach out to me, obviously, if you have questions as well. So thanks for joining, everybody, and thanks, Barrett, for your time.
Thanks, Jared.
Okay, we'll see ya.